So different and shenkomumpa and kapatino and go obey me by all means. Who told you? Me onyame prophet.
I am a prophet of God.
This is my office. Emma near me be breaky free ho. 2016.
Now they had an encounter with the prophet of God.
2020 Mame can't say minchro. Young Clophobia or Honoma own. Onyame yusu omo at the fulfilling a mission in life.
In life.
And can mo trobi ama. Amanya maybe antete. Ama principalities be ni powers be. Onyame honoma strike one. If
you do not encounter a mighty hand,
for
that mighty hand
wizards
to break
principalities
the power of
powers,
witches and wizards, facts. How is it that in times like this, people bury live cows?
Election is more spiritual than physical.
Abusianansi ya Sunday dear edura na internet na so ayeshe ama prophecies any warnings any directions this will take it through to win 2024 elections enkwa na tese ofa ba bia obi ankasa imparted the spirit or belebe boa political party amana winning yaba pa OWUSU-BEMPAH abe cancel bi sisi ameno kase e won live show so watch say Sir Abasabia ma anka MPP ntimi ma power because omo try 2008 2012 anyeye 2016 na basani ba mu no ene timi ma MPP for etimi taking over. Now the table have turned around. So those are people talking and talking. Papa I know I can't bro for power. Omo kasa no munyina munye di watete se bi say enya prophecy say dey ya beto abani wi obi be we ne. No. Ya pa OWUSU-BEMPAH say debi and try kabida and take the divine power. Na nim the one what say we mu say unim the entia edu elections enkofo bury Nigeria life. Unim the entia spiritual works ne miracles ne sacrifices be kwaso. Unim the entia papa na chire ni nyina mu meso se obemia subscribe button no na fe wa like video no na fe wa share na fe so won subscribe ya no wa subscribe e di amame latest update ni nyina ha e na authentic no ye de e ma yenti e papa OWUSU-BEMPAH ene nsema wode atodwa.
Isaac.
Now Jacob's father was Isaac,
but uncle Dinshana ma ne ni kwa say ne saka.
But Isaac was going to give the blessing to someone else. If you are not careful, somebody of your own household, the person you share the office with, your own good friend, your own brother, your own sibling, that person can destroy you and take your position.
Political party back home.
Now that person who is a member of your political party, you see, do not trust people. You must have restraints on the level of trust you repose in people. If there is anybody you should trust God alone. The fact that you don't conceive evil thoughts against others does not mean others do not conceive evil thoughts against you. Now, do not think that as for you, your heart is empty of evil. There is no evil in your heart, and so nobody has evil in his or her heart. There are some people whose hearts are filled with evil. You are not jealous of others, but others may be jealous of you. And that is why you must be careful. Now, somebody may be jealous of you because of something you have acquired. Maybe you are enjoying good marriage, or maybe your beauty, or there may be the favor of the Lord on your life. Or maybe you are occupying a certain position. Somebody may have hatred against you, even though you have not done any wrong to the person. Some people are evil. So please, anytime you are walking about, Please be sensitive of your environment. Look to your right and look to your left before you take a step.
I don't see. Bible said Isaac.
The Bible said the sight of Isaac was dim.
I believe
I'm sure that the impairment he had in his eyes, God may have been a factor to it.
We are highly anointed.
He was highly anointed. He could communicate with God, but he had an impairment in his vision.
I believe that's how we.
I am sure that God knew about, or God was a factor to that impairment.
Because of
what he has said about Jacob.
Because Isaac
Because if Isaac was not visually impaired and his sight was very clear, there was no way that Jacob would have received the blessing God intended for him.
Now,
are you aware that sometimes God will strike some people just so that you would obtain your blessing?
I'm telling you, sir, OWUSU be we because of Unti.
Now, I am telling you that your auntie or a certain auntie of yours died just for your sake.
Me say,
somebody may have found himself or herself in trouble just because of you. He was visually impaired. And so he invited his son Esau and said to him, this is the time I have decided to bless you. God sat in heaven and he said, no.
My servant, you mistake.
My servant, you are making a mistake. This is a grievous mistake. No, that blessing you are about to release, please do not release it. He is not the one I want you to bless. Not him. Not him. No, not him. No.
We are highly anointed, but
you are highly anointed, but not him. Now, where you are going to, I have not chosen that place, so don't go there. Now, sometimes Balaam decides to go and curse the people of God.
But God
says, no, he that I have blessed, you cannot change the blessing. He said, let me show you the one to whom I will bless.
Rebecca.
He said, Rebecca, listen to me.
But who's why sensitive? Now God being so good, time Isaac and then about Esau kasano. Now Rebecca edru window nechi into
Now God being so good, at the time Isaac was having the conversation with Esau, Rebecca was just behind the window, and so she was eavesdropping on the conversation.
Yeah, heaven's windows on your behalf.
Listen, let God open heaven's windows on your behalf.
The windows of heaven.
Also fencing. When the windows of heaven are open, nobody can take your blessing from you. May God open the windows of heaven for you.
Rebecca.
So Rebecca was eavesdropping on the conversation. And God used Rebecca.
God said, my mission I have fulfilled.
I am going to use you to ensure that my mission or vision is fulfilled.
So different and komumpa and kapatino and go obey by all means. Who told you?
Now, some people are of the opinion that the prophecy of the prophet was irrelevant. Whether the prophet prophesied or not, that party would have won anyway. But who told you?
Me, I'm a prophet.
I am a prophet of God.
This is my office.
Baby,
So allow me to talk. Many politics, but I'm preaching.
Now this is not politics, I am preaching.
08.
In 2008, it was not successful.
2012.
In 2012, it was not successful.
Prophetic. 2016.
Now they had an encounter with the
2020. Mission in life.
Now, in 2012, it was not successful. When they had the encounter with the prophet of God in 2016, it was successful. In 2020, it was successful. But please hear me. There are some people that God uses just to establish the purposes, his purposes and vision in life.
Ama principalities be ni powers be onyame honhom strike woma nka de esi 2016 kan timi esi.
Now, if God did not intervene and certain meetings did not happen, and for the power of God to break certain ordinances and to break certain cases and principalities, what happened in 2016 could not have happened. There are certain things which in your life, if you do not encounter a mighty hand for that mighty hand to break
principalities
the power of demons, which is principalities and powers, those good things would never take manifestation in your life. These things are spiritual facts. How is it that in times like this, people bury live cows?
Election are more spiritual than physical.
The elections are more spiritual.
1 Samuel chapter 9.
In 1 Samuel chapter 9, God gave instructions to Samuel concerning what he should do for Saul.
And 1 Samuel chapter 10.
And these things happened in 1 Samuel chapter 9. Then in 1 Samuel chapter 10, they went out to cast their lots.
And I'm saying, Odi for Samuel, Ayesusumu Niamama Saul inti. Bible said Benjamin, the family, and Omuwini. Yasan selected Merima, and Saul can Saul and Owini specifically.
Now, because Samuel had already done certain spiritual things for Saul, it was the tribe of Benjamin that was chosen from the lots which were cast. And out of the men selected from the tribe of Benjamin, it was Saul who was selected.
And until Jesus say, I dare be on my sentiment. I just said, and the more the DA and in Bible.
That is why Jesus said that as for this kind, it requires prayer and fasting. You see, there are certain spirits that follow people. Now, as for those kind of spirits, you need fastings and prayer to deal with them.
I just want to battle continuously for years.
There are certain spirits that you require to fight with them continuously for many years.
Days.
There are some spirits that we fight against for days.
Daniel. Now, Daniel,
the first day you went before God, God heard your prayer. God sent me with a message to you on the first day.
Battle for 21
but
days.
the princes of Persia battled against me for 21 days.
But because you did not give up
and you continue to intercede and pray,
Angel Michael,
God sent Michael to take the battle so that I had the chance to bring the word to you. Pray and wait upon God.
Prophetic directions. Tell somebody who said prophetic word na manifest.
Pray and wait on God. Continue with your prophetic directions until you see the manifestation of the prophetic word. I do not know the prayer Rebecca used to pray.
But I believe Rebecca so catch Rebecca
prayed and said to the Lord, that Lord, remember your word you spoke to me. Because Rebecca also loved Jacob. When he heard when she eavesdropped on the conversation, he called Jacob his son. Her son, sorry. And she said to him that today is today. The beginning of your destiny is today. Whether it shall be well with you in life or it shall not be well with you in life depends on today.
I believe so. One day.
I believe everybody has a certain day. And that is the day God turns things around. Amen. May that day not pass you by when it gets there. Some people have missed their days
because
they did not have any encounter with the prophet. Some people have missed their days because they were not prayerful. Some people have missed their days because they had no faith. Some people have missed their faith because they were not sensitive. Don't let that day pass you by.
Have your day, I have my day. That day, not a Jacob day.
That day was Jacob's day.
Do you know your day? Hey, Debbie, I catch a say, remember me then.
Tell every time, tell God, let not my day pass me by.
Oh, mama,
let not my year pass me by. Amen. Next year is your year. Have it at the back of your mind. Next year is my year.
And believe it. Do it.
And she said to her son, my son, obey before complain.
So this time around, Papa OWUSU-BEMPAH who said, elections is about sacrificing, working hard, spiritually. Ninipa nyamia basa enansebo ensabia emu otene na betimi amware elections enti no pe. The game is over. Na nyamia dom so oya den a the table have turned around. And wasa can be was say this word and I say we are say we ema obi emfa position. Papa ni sem no emu do. Make sure you subscribe button, leave your comment or comment section. Do be see ya. Fufu bi aba, ma be some for pa. Makra.